Starting, and we are live. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Justin from Justice League Swag, and today I'm going to be doing a live stream for Star Dragon World with some Star Dragon World experts that we have from our North America Facebook group. So if you're not a part of the Facebook group, you should try to join because it'll give you a lot of useful tools and knowledge and gearing up for deck building. So starting off to my left, we're going to start with our first guy, Alex Lewis, on introductions.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex. You guys probably seen me post a couple times on the North American page. You might also tune into my channel, Buddy Fight News Corner. We post when we're bored.
I'm going to actually link your channel to the video later. Next off, we have Brenton Wallace, which is one of my teammates and our only Star Dragon World player on the team.
Hi guys, I'm Brent. I've been pretty much in Star Dragon World since it first started. I usually main Jack, but since the introduction of Prisms, I've had more fun with them right now.
Okay. And then last but not least, we have Tom, who is a member of Magane Brigade.
Hey, I'm Tom. Ignore the potato quality. I'm of Team Magani Brigade. I mainly play Jackknife, predominantly Jackknife, but I also play all the other stuff as well because it's Star Dragon.
Okay, cool. And then we'll have one more person joining us a little later. He's stuck in traffic, Matthew Silviero. But now I wanted to actually start talking about Cosmo Dragoons for the first thing, because Cosmo Dragoons are fairly new. I don't know how well they're doing competitively because they just came out, so they haven't had any toppings. Locally, we haven't had anybody play it at our locals competitively. So they just look.
Oh, yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. What's today?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Tomorrow.
yeah, I'm doing a live stream, idiot. So I want to hear how you guys have been doing with Cosmo Dragoons.
Cosmo.
I'd be doing better if I could actually find the pieces for them, but you know, rip.
So am I the only one who's played Cosmos out of the three of us?
I've tested online, but I can't actually find the cards to actually build the deck.
No, I understand. I've played them IRL. They're kind of like a 50-50 coin toss. If you get all your pieces, you're golden. If you don't, you're just kind of bricking until you either find what you need or you're dead.
Okay, hold on. Matt just joined. Matt, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. He's logging. Matt, have you played Cosmo Dragoons yet? All right, he's still dealing with technical difficulties. So, Tom, since you started playing them in real life, have you actually played them in tournament yet?
I have not played them again in tournament, but I have played them against all of the major players that are part of the meta. Like they seem to do all right. Most of they don't really have like issues per se. It's issues just getting into their combos, because the combos need Cosmo Dragoons to be able to get online. And if your hand is full of spells, you can't cast any of your spells because none of the spells can be played onto the field.
Okay. Well, I've played against them, but I haven't had any issues with them personally. I played against them with Dragon Knights, and I played against them with only Assassins, and I just destroyed them.
Yeah, they're a good deck. They're just not like meta right now, right? They don't have like a meta defining card. It's like back to when Star Dragon World first came out. The support was decent, but they just didn't have anything that was overly broken enough to push them into the scene. After when we get the next main set that involves Cosmos, and they finally get their broken card, they'll actually start seeing play. It's not that they're bad or anything. It's just they're They just don't have enough support right now.
Oh, okay.
Their starting support is
Okay,
really
that's
solid.
Okay.
Okay, so what are some combos that you're actually doing with them? Are you only using Cosmo Dragoon support in building your deck?
In the first drafts I am currently working on a draft that combines Neos and Cosmos and seeing if that works, because some Neo decks want you to draw a whole lot of cards, but or know what your stacks are in order to get stuff done.
No.
And that kind of, and also having like a Dragon World-esque shield. I mean, that's what Star Dragon World has kind of wanted all this time. Open center nulls that were like the green and blue shield, and now that they're finally here, you know, maybe they're good enough to be splashed into like every size 2 Neo Dragon list ever. But we don't know. It's still going to take a while for those lists to actually, you know, be worked out. Hybrid lists are weird.
All right. Matt, have you played it? I don't know if you heard me before.
I was setting everything up. Cosmo Dragoons, I've watched my friend Mike play it, and I know their play style, their win conditions, the impact.
Okay.
That's all. That's what I gathered from the deck. It doesn't have enough push.
It doesn't really, like their big push card is the rare weapon in the set, Black Clock.
Yeah.
Basically, it lets you restand your item. That's part of your win condition, is just getting the clock off enough times that you can get enough either extra attacks or extra link attacks off. Because their link attack capability is actually pretty good. They can do the whole Gao formation and whatnot, and having a double attacker with move is pretty nice sometimes. But they're
good. I think they're grade 3. I mean, size 3 is their best card so far. That in combination with the size 0 and the weapon is a really good combination to clear the center, clear the board off, and then deal with some damage.
One of my issues with the Cosmo deck as of right now is that it has a bit of an identity crisis with itself. Sometimes it wants the size 3s, but sometimes it wants the size 2s, and because their best draw card is a size 1 and not a spell, it makes the deck, it just ends up having a giant identity crisis with itself.
I understand. Makes sense.
Okay.
It's like I want to draw cards, but this size 3 on my field won't let me. Why are you a size 3?
If it was a size 2, it'd be too broken.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and darkness, we get nothing good. But let's move along and talk about
Let's be real now, Justin. Darkness isn't getting
the
anything
bane
good.
of my existence, Prism Dragons.
Yes.
Prisms, I think, are in a good spot right now. The new Glass Athora is a really good card. I have a friend here locally who mains them for the most part, and I help him a lot with his building with that. So I'll let somebody else talk for this.
Anybody else want to go, or I'll take a stab at it?
You go right ahead.
So Prism Dragons are, when they first came out, from the first build to this build in the current meta, it changed drastically with the number of size 3s you run, number of size 0s, different types of 0s. I think that the best card they got this set was the size 0 that lets you, when a Prism Dragon would be is destroyed, gauge and draw, because that allowed they allowed both the protection spell to trigger the Glass Athora and the size 0 for instant replenish a hand while nothing happening on your field. The combination with the new Athora is really good. They turn into a lot more of a resource deck than I'm going to sit on a size 3 and hopefully they can't get through. Their new shield helps. They're also able to just kind of recurge more better in an easier time because they build up a little more hand and a little more gauge. The gauge issue went away because you could play cards like Prism Relic, which lets you ditch a grade 3, charge, draw a card and gain a life. It's charged 3 gauge. So their gauge issue kind of disappeared there. You know, you don't have to play so many Starjack boosts or the gauge draw for them enhancement. you can play a little less of that and play more zeros that allow your monsters to stay on the board, especially with the Thora SD. That's also one of the best cards. They got 2 really good zeros.
Thora SD is freaking broken. Cannot be destroyed.
Yeah, that's why you put Artillager into the soul of any jackknife and go, bye-bye. So yeah, I have a whole thing on jackknife, but for prisms right now, I think prisms are good, but they're just not at the tier 0 point everyone keeps being afraid of them are. I do think they can be beat. They have a very big weakness that I don't think many people have figured out yet. Their weakness is while they gain resources, they can't stop you from doing too much penetrate damage.
Yeah,
You know,
unless you're sitting on quintessence, you're eating all of the penetrate damage.
Yes, you are.
Barring any shields. So
Yep.
while they
But I feel like
gain resources and they keep their 3 on board, they're still eating all of that damage.
They don't have too many ways to gain life. The only card that I know that can gain them life besides Earth Barrier, if they play it, is Void Deity of the Illusion. When a monster, a size 3 would be destroyed, it remains in the field and you gain 1 life. That's one of the main cards.
No, the other spell that just came out where you ditch a soul as the cast cost, you gain 1 and draw.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the ditch. True. I mean, in terms of of gaining life through shields or during their opponent's turn, besides the one that's sack off a Prism Dragon, life and draw.
I like that card a lot, especially against the bots matchup.
Oh yeah.
Because it helps so much because then they can't like restand it, at least as of right now.
That also, if someone once goes to play Heaven Sunshine, it's a benefit for Prism Dragons. That's how I looked at it. It literally says, "Oh, we don't gotta play benefit anymore. We can just play this card."
Yeah. Is there any card in specifically in Prisms right now that you were surprised about that were as good as they are?
The new Thora. I didn't think it was gonna be as good as I wanted, as everyone expected it to be. I mean,
Which one, Glass?
the Avatar Glass of Thora.
Avatar of Glass is honestly what the deck needed for sure.
I didn't think it was going to be that good. To be honest, when I first saw all the cards revealed, I liked Aquarium of Thora better. That -1/-1 in my head was going to make a difference a lot because I was going to with the plus 5,000 counterattack card, defense counterattack card.
The Body of Steel clone.
Yeah, the Body of Steel clone. That in the -1/-1 to me was going to make all the difference. However, it didn't make a difference in the Star Dragon World mirror matches or when anyone was playing anything that just swang for a stupid amount of power, especially with Dragon Knights and Dragon World getting a big boost on, with Bats and Geronimo re-entering the game. That -1/-1 wasn't as relevant. If we had Aquarium of Thora a set ago, the meta would have been different. But I underestimated how well Avatar of Glass of Thora is, and the Buddy Rare just looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't pulled any of the Buddy Rare, but that's because most of my funds went to.
Gotcha. But I think Prism Dragons definitely still have a spot in this meta. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be I feel like they're going to be the next Fifth Omni. They're going to be around for at least another year or so before they start to dwindle down.
They're definitely popular enough to be around for a while, so.
No, they gave main character support to that deck way too long. Because we had to deal with it for the longest times, and I know everyone's had that headache.
Oh yeah, no, the Fifth Omni matchup.
Yeah, we don't care about the Fifth Omni matchup. Nowadays, that matchup's irrelevant, but Prisms have their bad matchups, but the next set's going to fix most of their bad matchups. I believe I read a card that says, counter, you don't take any damage this turn. So Shadow Dive literally just stops.
Well, no, don't take any damage as long as you have a monster on your center.
Yeah, it was like Prism Guard or something, the counter card.
Yeah, like it's like Prism Guardian or something. I don't remember. I have it up on base, but
It's really good. Anybody
okay.
else? Anything else to add for Prisms?
I don't like that new Crystallized card coming out of the next set where it nullifies all the skills on that monster and rests them. So that's like your anti-bots matchup card.
Yep.
Yeah, I especially like that even if they bots X again, his abilities are nullified, so bots can't swing again.
Yeah, I like that card. In terms of the current meta, though, Prisms can hold their own. They can still stand up to it. They got a buff they needed because people were figuring out a way to play around the certain cards they had out. Now that there's so many cards, the only question is when you're building your deck, what do you play? Everything's gonna
Deck space is really tight for Prisms. Like,
Oh yeah. I know that I run over 50 cards because I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to run over 50 cards 'cause I know I'll be going through my deck quick enough to keep playing more, to be able to play more than 50 cards. The only thing is going to be
I'm glad you said that, Matt, because I'm starting to see like a lot of decks are starting to play more than 50 cards because a lot of the decks that I made now are all like maybe 60, and I'm about to bump Dragon Knights up to 60 just because I run through the decks. I almost deck out.
yeah,
Like, it's like every turn you draw 2 to 3 cards, if not more.
yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, everybody locally here has been running like 50, 55, 60 cards even. And it's been kind of crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
that is because we're at the point in the game where there's so many cards to play. We want to play them all, and people were just so afraid to go over 50 back in the day. But I actually sat down with Chris Nieves and Rob Russo. We were talking about this, how eventually the game's probably going to come to a standard of 60 cards in a deck because there's just going to be so much for each world and each.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely moving close to that. I honestly, for like, I guess 2 years, because it started last year's regionals, I started running no less than 54 cards.
Oh, 100%. Every deck, I can't play a 50-card deck anymore. I have to play a 53-card deck because there's always 4 cards I want to put in.
That's true.
Yeah.
My average deck size is around 55, and that's just because I draw so much with my Star Dragon World deck.
Yeah.
And Justin sees it every week. How much I draw.
Exactly. And one of the benefit of playing Star Dragon World is their recurgence factor. Every type, I can't really speak for Cosmo Dragoons, but the recurgence for Prisms, for any type of Neo Dragon deck is ridiculous. They can just replenish their board after wiping it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I always hope whenever I play against that deck that they just like deck out.
Yeah,
the fact that they run cards and then it's like a lot of like people's like way of dealing with decking out now. Because I think Russo did that one time when he was here, where he just took his entire side deck and just shoved it in the deck.
that's what he loves doing.
That in Buddy Fight, like it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like you have a sideboard, you can't reduce the size of your original deck, but you can add cards and not take out cards.
Yeah, Russo literally told me one time I was judging, and he goes, "Hey Matt, 10 cards in." I'm like, "Go smash Cold now. Go ahead, go for it." Because Cold plays Prism Dragons as well, and it's just like, it's fun to watch the mirror matches until you're in the mirror match, and then it's just the last 5 minutes is on the clock, and I'm like, okay, someone's decking out or someone's gonna get salty after this game.
Yeah, I think right now in the meta, every mirror match sucks for the new decks. Like Onlys versus Onlys is terrible. Bats versus Bats is terrible, and then like Athora versus Athora is terrible because it's like Bats is all about who draws the impact first wins, and then while Athora is like whoever can outlast the other player or get their board set up first is going to win, and Onlys is about whoever draws sneak attack first. Yeah, like you need to get sneak attack and you need to get only convoy first, and then you pretty much got the win. Otherwise, you lose.
Oh yeah, no, the worst mirror match that I played was the Jackknife mirror match. Style of Justice. Yep. Especially the reason that night mirror match sucks is because we got the counter card for the mirror match, but everyone plays it. The size 0 Dragon Arms that says, "I go in Soul, I can't stop your effects." Okay. Nothing happens when you equip Style of Justice.
It's just a 6K beater.
It's a 3. So it's a really expensive 3. It's a really expensive Dragon Sword Drago Brave.
Yep, but that's kind of how that matchup ends up going down. Whoever gets that first typically wins. From what
Not exactly, because like again, the 0 stops, lets you just continue to play the game. It's in my opinion, it's whoever gets Liberate Cannon with the new Dragon Arms that says give plus 3,000 power or crit and penetrate.
Triple Buster is like triply busted. I would say.
They took Cavalier the size 1 and they took Elgar Cannon the size 2 and said, what can we do with these 2 Dragon Arms? Let's make it a grade 3 and let's put it in the deck.
I feel like they added just strength in there just for good measure.
Oh yeah, no, they literally said, "Hey guys, every Dragon Arms that size 3 we gave you before was shit. Here's your best one so far."
Yep.
it makes me very angry though that it has like the Dragon Arms can be used in Zwei, because like, oh my god, I hate Zwei so much because they can use my cards, and it's like, your deck is mostly my cards. Stop it beating me up.
Oh yeah, especially with the new Extra Dimension and new Igwit. That deck can shoot out a massive amount of power pushes. However, if you're playing Jackknife, have no fear. Style of Justice is here to save your ass.
Until they just swing at you for 5 crit and you have no way to counter, and you're very upset.
Or Silt Fighter.
Yes, I'm quite aware of those, but one of the players down here is very smart and knows exactly how to play around those cards.
Oh, well, I'd love to play him. See if I can't put my skills to the test.
But while we're still on Prism Dragons, I want to ask you guys, what are some of the key cards that you're using? Because it's like you have so many monster choices now. Like, what are some of the monsters from the first set that you're still using? And what did you drop for some new stuff? Because I've seen like some people aren't running Gillette anymore, but some people still are, like Buddy in it.
I dropped Gillette. I still play Riz Language for the extra draw. I dropped Gillette for what I come to call, because I can never remember the red guy's name, the 0 that Gage draws. I call him Ruby Carbuncle because this is Rainbow Dragons in Buddy Fight, guys. So he's Ruby Carbuncle. And then I also cut down the one I used to play, the one that gave you a gauge for Athora SD.
Okay. It's understandable.
I also dropped Gillette. I hard dropped Gillette once Crossing Gen came out.
Oh yeah.
I replaced Gillette with Athora SD. I cut all other size 3s that aren't Athora, and I'm just running a straight Athora lineup for my size 3s.
You dropped
3 copies of Everclear because I love the redirect.
I don't really like Everclear that much. Like, it just doesn't seem to do enough in all the right matchups for me.
You dropped Sheldry in the size 3 lineup?
I dropped into the sideboard because there was not really too many matchups where he was absolutely necessary.
I still think that's just a free pop.
Other wall decks.
A free pop when you're at 7 or higher life is still great, especially when you're playing Dragonites and the new Geronimo is at a 15-15. You can't even hit him.
Yeah, like I said, he's not completely gone. He's definitely in the sideboard, but
again, and that's your
in our locals. There's nowhere there's no real need for.
I understand. In my locals, everyone still plays Sheldry, so we're all trying to counter each other and get each other good. Oh, you played your Sheldry? All right, I'm gonna drop mine now. Let's see who's gonna win this game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we don't.
I would hate playing there. I can't.
You don't want to play. So sometimes you just don't want to play when it comes to my locals because we're all just super competitive.
Yeah, somewhat like that here. Usually, I just play the random deck I have.
Oh, I can't wait for Legend Heroes to come out, guys, because I can't wait to do that. But Prism Dragons, yeah, that matchup is still very potent in my local, and I still think it'll be very potent at regionals. Not as potent as Onis, but you know that was ridiculous how many Oni players there were at regionals. I was like, what?
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting that. I don't think I don't.
I was definitely expecting all that.
For like the one I got a tie in, that was just ridiculous.
I didn't expect that because I realized I built the deck because it was $60 and I picked it up because it was $60. Never crossed my mind that every other broke card player would think the same way.
Yeah, it was like I built the deck for like 70, so I was just like, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Also, it was just good. It worked. But
it's a nice budget deck. Austin Summers topped with it, so it's like, and it was the regionals right after his. So
yeah, but Prisms have a good matchup against that as long as they don't have the nullifier in lethal, and the new card Crystal Shower remove a soul from a card on the field, gain a life. That's just the one card answer for lethal formation.
You know, with Onis, that's the one matchup I dread, like, is Prisms. It's so annoying before siding. I mean, with some of the cards that I main deck, it makes it a lot easier. like the 7K Elite Sword Odenta is like so easy because it's like if you don't have anything that boosts power, it's like I can hit you alone.
Oh yeah,
That's really.
their weapon is the most tedious thing,
But
and the weapon in Prisms is going to get even better once the Soul Guard card comes out for it.
Give the weapon Soul Guard and +1 crit.
Yep, and it can attack even if there's a monster in the center.
Yep.
Are y'all what?
All right, but no one read that on the spoilers. Am I the only one that studies
No,
that?
no, I studied that page like a mofo. Don't
Yeah,
even.
same here.
Are y'all playing? Are y'all just playing 4 of the Secret Pack Crystal Spikes, or what are y'all doing for y'all's weapon lineups?
That's
Currently, right now, I'm only playing 4 of the Crystal Spikes until the new stuff comes out.
Okay.
I'm doing a 4-2 split on spikes and 2 of the new shoes that came in Crossing Gen.
The Lapis Lazuli shoes.
I really like those, but I can't find room in my build for them.
That's understandable.
It was really hard to find space. I definitely cut some cards that I really wish I didn't, but I'm reliant that
Have y'all been able to?
need to be on the shoes.
Yeah, you're right.
But from the original set, the only thing I'm really using, other than like the spells that came out of the original stuff, was still using the original Thora from the Secret Pack, and I took out I call it the little candy dragon, the one that gives +1/+1 to your center.
Yeah,
A gelato or whatever the hell.
I kept those out, and I put in your little red carbuncle, which I'm going to use. I like that name.
Yes.
I also took out my nice little green monster who pops stuff at 7 life or more. I took those out. They're going in my sideboard. But what I've been playing was the 2 new size 3s that came out that reduced to size 0s when they're on the side left and right. I really like the fact that on my opponent's turn, I can burn them for 3 damage. Makes the impact so much easier to get off. And then also I like the fact that if I'm on the Glass Thora, who doesn't have quite as much survivability as the original Thora, I like that redirector to redirect the attack to that, so I can still get the pluses and also.
yeah, that was super fraudulent. I'm mad I lost to that in game 3. I got what is it, penalty kick? That's what we call it here.
I got
Damn.
penalty. How many of the impact do you guys actually maining? Because I only main 2 because I feel like 2 is just a nice solid number.
3.
I used to main 3 before Crossing Gen, but I needed space, and there's too many times where I'm either a gauge short or I kill them before I impact them anyway. So
I got you. Now we have. Oh, go for it.
I think I'm maining like 2 or 3. I'd have to take a look at my build, but I think I'm maining like 2 or 3 right now.
Cool. Yeah. Because we only main 2 because we have this thing over in my area where you play impacts, you're a scrub.
Oh no.
We have
okay.
the pride thing. We have that whole
games.
pride. Between my locals, it's just only at locals though. Like, and we go to regional, you play an impact. Good man, you got it, no problem. Well, it's a pride thing. Like, we can win without impacts, guys. We can do this.
I'm sorry.
I can say from playing against all of that stuff and not using those decks, like the Thor impact and the Bats impact scare the shit out of me. Like every turn, I'm just thinking of like how I can gain life or deal you with damage.
Yeah.
So I don't
do you
get
have it? Do you have it? Oh, you got it.
Like this game.
Yep. I literally quake in my boots going, I'm at 4 life. Final phase, you got me? You got me good? Nope. Okay. Draw. Nope. Just honestly, it's the most heart-wrenching thing when you're like, okay, can I go? Okay, pass turn. Nope. Impact. I'm like, great. Bat's impact doesn't scare me as much though in the for Thora or any matchup really for Star Dragon World. There's just ways to not drop below 5 like we're always used to in versing Dragon World. Don't go to 5 or 4 because you're gonna get punished for it.
Yep.
It's always been the rule. Stay at least around 6.
Have you all played around with the what was the promo that came out for the pre-order promo? God bless.
Selection.
Selection of a Thora.
Yeah, Selection of a Thora. Have y'all guys been playing around with that at all?
I haven't acquired one copy of it, so I can't even test with it.
I
Yeah,
can't just
like,
because Justin didn't get them, so
it sounds good on paper, but at the same time, it requires a dragon and an item. So if they pop their item, it's a dead card.
Well,
Dragon, it's a dead card.
I've been playing with it, and it's actually really pretty good, especially when you're selecting the second effect. Not a lot of people in my locals really pop items anymore. Like, it's Like I hear that. It's just like we're not popping items right now. Feels
Yo, can I
pretty
come
good.
play at your locals? Like,
Yeah.
all my locals does. Yo, your item is not living this turn.
yep.
We just like the only person who pops items still is me, but that's because I'm playing Jack, and Jack's really the only deck right now that has the ability to pop items.
Not every deck. There's one deck in Star Dragon World that can pop any card. Anybody?
Are we talking about prisms? Are we talking about Delete Jewel?
Oh
No.
no, it's talking about Big Bang.
Yeah, there we go. I knew you would get it, Alec, because you played against Rob at regionals.
Oh,
I
Big
did.
Bang. Oh, we're talking about Big Bang. Big
So,
Bang.
continue.
I don't know where Big Bang like even sits right now though. Like
Uh,
I haven't seen anybody playing around with Big Bang in a long time.
Because you'll see it only at my locals with Robert Russo, and he will just play Big Bang, and he'll find a new way for it because he loves Big Bang. So, I'll
Good
talk
on
to
him.
Raised by Big Bang.
Good on him. Give him a big old handshake for me.
because I'll be honest. I'll speak on his behalf, not quoting anything. Don't quote me on anything that I say right now. Going back to him, he will probably be the only person to play Big Bang. I would side Big Bang. He thinks that Big Bang is a very good control card, and I agree with him. I think that Big Bang is a great size 2 to have because it pops any card on the field, and there is a way to recurge with it. The thing about Star Dragon World is the size 2s kind of don't matter in a sense. They're kind of just interchangeable when it comes to your Dragon Arms lineup. They all work the same. They're just bodies. That's why you can play Quantum Ruler with Big Bang and Luminous Blue with Big Bang and all these things with Big Bang, and it will work.
For the most part, until you try and use cards like Jack Arms, and then it's like, what do I do? I'm not a Jackknife.
Well, that's when a deck
But
builder
how many
does
Jack
play it.
Arms are actually relevant though? Like,
Oh,
there's
I'm
not
sorry,
too many
one,
Jack Arms that
Scudo.
are actually relevant.
Scudo's like the only relevant Jack Arms right now.
And
but that's
even
not even-
still,
It's not a Jack Arms.
Yeah, but if it's in the
Big Bang
Golden
can
Jack
still
Knife,
run
don't pay the gauge.
still just pay the gauge.
Yeah, I'll just pay
And
the gauge.
gauge isn't really a problem with Neo Dragons.
Oh, I know, but I like to conserve my gauge for more expensive cards.
And if I've got 5 gauge, I'm just gonna pay it out. I mean,
Mostly, I'm using my gauge every turn for Sonic Blast.
That is true.
Can't
Sonic
argue with
Blast
that.
will be one of the first Dragon Arms I search in a matchup. I don't care what's on your field; it's not staying. It's not welcome.
you play Dragon Arms Search?
Which one?
Well, you're saying that's the first
Ow.
one you're searching for.
So I don't know how. All right, so let's move on to Jackknife, considering most of us play Jackknife and we're already talking about it. So one of the cards I play in my deck is called Space Elevator
So I never caught on to why people play that.
because
Like,
you can search for the Dragon Arms or you can search for the Jackknife to put it on top of your deck and then draw.
You don't draw the card. It doesn't let you draw with it though.
That's
If
why
it-
you play Charger or you play the new draw spell that will draw you 2.
You're right, but then I have to have those cards in hand, and that's one extra card. Why not
But
just
that's
play
also
the extra?
the same logic you can apply to any situation we're talking about. Have the card in hand. I think Space Elevator is a great card, especially for Jackknife. I probably one of the few people that played it in their build. I don't know if you guys do.
No.
I was toying around with Core Cycle. Effectively does almost the same thing as Space Elevator, except specifically for Dragon Arms. And you could use it for gauge, or you could use it to put it in the discard if you have one of the jacks that require a card in the drop already.
I like that card for like Zodiac.
I like Space Elevator for Jackknife because sometimes I have the SD Jack in hand, and I need to play the Jackknife, and I can just go, oh sure, put Jackknife to the drop zone. SD Jack activate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've kind of cut SD Jack from my list. until we get the new one, I'm not really playing any SD Jacks right now.
I think SD Jack is still one of the greatest cards ever.
Still beautiful. I just got my extra copies.
Because SD Jack allows you to, oh, you killed off my Future Gazer? Here's another one. Because what was our answer the longest times when they kept blowing up our Jackknife? Play another one.
Replace it.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like what's his name? Galaxy Dragoner has kind of replaced SD in any respect. Like if you're playing SD still, I don't feel like you should be even playing that card. I feel like you should be playing Galaxy Dragoner because you get the extra attack off.
But I'm playing both.
Why?
Because more Jackknives. Also, I can't tell you how many times if I have bricked in a game back in the old meta that I had to be at 6 life and play a Jackknife. I had only 2 gauge, play Jackknife SD, Dragon's Force. I mean, hey, again, this is player preference, but I still think that Jackknife SD is still a relevant card to keep in any Jackknife deck because it lets you pick what Jackknife you want. You can, it's a versatile card.
I agree that it's versatile, but I don't know. Yeah, like maybe as like a 1 or 2, especially if you're lacking. Like I personally have kind of dropped Luminous and what's his name, Astro Beacon from my deck list, just because I don't feel they're necessary. Because Galaxy Dragoner just does their job so well.
I see where you're coming from, and I have not dropped any of those cards. I never liked Astro Beacon to begin with, but I still think Luminous Blue is the most relevant size one that Star Dragon World has. Oh, I just took out a shield or took out a Silt Fighter. I'm gonna put it straight back in so I don't die next turn when I have Style Justice equipped. Or oh, I took out my Spell Null. Let me put it straight back in and then go counter, call a new Jackknife, and then go in again. So they can't do anything. I think that Luminous Blue is probably one of the best sized ones that we ever got, and I'm so happy the day they printed it.
They didn't reprint it. It's a completely different card.
No. When they printed it, I was overjoyed.
Oh, when they printed it, yeah. When they printed it, I was really happy. But it just every time that I get a chance to play it, it just doesn't feel right. Like I always, it was like any Jackknife that I could have played would have had the same effect playing as playing that. Except I don't have to worry about them counter sniping my SD off and then not being able to call that Jackknife.
Well, what I used to do is I used to bait out. Well, I still do this. When Shadow Shades were relevant, I used to bait out the Malicious Selector with the SD and then play the actual Jackknife. It was supposed to be like a bait card. Also, you could use it for. I just think that Jackknife SD just puts in a lot of work. Still.
It definitely could be as a quality card for your push turns too.
Yeah, because
there's too many times where
draw one Jackknife.
Or even if you have multiple Jackknives, but you need that you have game if you had a Galaxy. But say you're sitting on full Liberate. You call over the full Liberate, grab back Galaxy swings.
Oh, don't call
Galaxy Wing into full Liberate again.
Don't call. I never call over an original Jackknife. I always call over into the open slot, activate it, because if they kill my SD, I still have my size 2.
He's right.
I always call over. I always go play my Jackknife, or if it's already on the field.
Well, you get the idea. Not.
Oh yeah, of course. I know you know what you're doing, bro.
Outside of Galaxy Dragoner, what cards in the set have y'all, for Jackknife specifically, have y'all really enjoyed putting into your deck that you didn't think you would enjoy a whole lot?
Finally, we got Cannon.
Oh my God! We finally got Cannon. Praise Cannon.
Oh, I don't even play that card.
Why?
It doesn't need. I don't need to.
Oh, hey, look! I called over with Galaxy Dragoner, and I put this card into Soul. I can eject the Galaxy Dragoner that I called over with, and then slam in a shield, or slam in Sonic Blast, or like any of the myriad cards that are in your drop set.
I see your point, and I will agree it's a good combo. since I started playing Jackknife, I have gotten very good at controlling what I want in the solo at one point. That's why I love our draw spell. I love the draw
Oh,
spell.
I love the draw spell so much.
What do you guys think is a good number for the draw spell? I put it at 3 because I don't want to
3.
clock.
I put it at 4 because anytime I could, I looked at it as it's a nice one. First of all, second of all, if it wasn't at 4, I wasn't drawing it. It would always get stuck in soul. It would always find a way to evade my hands. So it would not. I couldn't play it until I put it as a 4 of into my deck.
Oh, I also only own 3 copies of it, so that's why I'm like, okay, 3 it is then.
Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty fair.
I think 3 to 4 is a nice number. You know, no less. I see it at 3. I see it too many times at 3, to be honest.
Like, there's so many times where if it's at more than 3, I will activate it and draw into another copy, and it's once per turn.
Exactly.
I used to have the same problem with Alex at my first play testing with my Thor deck, but I'm starting to want to keep it at that 4 just because it's there when I need it, and if I don't need it at the time, I just charge it.
Gotcha.
Have y'all tried?
I'm not a huge fan of it in the Thor just because I feel like you value the soul a little more in the Thor than you do in for soul.
I agree.
But
I
have no
that's-
idea how it tests. I didn't even look at it in Prisms, to be honest.
I looked at it for Prisms. I like Desperation better, whatever it is, Dispersion.
Dispersion, yeah.
I value the
I
soul
love
for the
Dispersion.
You know, you value soul heavy in that deck.
Have either of y'all tested with what is it called? It's called Extend Defender, or as we like to call it here, the Boner Killer.
I only sideboard that for bats, and even then, I had such a fine time handling the bats matchup that I didn't even side.
That's the one that if you have 2 or more soul, you rest the card, the monster, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't actually needed it in the main board. Like, even against bots, you don't really have a problem with it just because Style of Justice is a thing.
That's true. And I've kind of been noticing that a little bit as well. I've been playing it as like a 3 of, replacing like a Sonic Move.
Can you guys still hear him?
Yeah.
No, I can't even.
You can or can't?
I can't.
Okay. So, until he fixes his connection, I'm going to ask, what are you guys' biggest concerns when playing Jackknife? What are you worried about?
Honestly, nothing really.
Okay.
Even anything that's been like a terribly bad matchup, it's just I lose to myself with Jackknife more than I lose to my opponent's deck.
Congratulations, you played yourself. I will say one thing that I'm worried about the most. I've always been worried about life in that deck.
Yeah, I can see that.
Again, there wasn't before the new draw spell. There wasn't too much life gain, which is why I always played Earth Barrier, and I still think that Earth Barrier is the best shield we have to this date.
Shield and one. Is that the one that gives you 1 life?
Yes,
Dragon Show clone.
it's I know it's not a Green Dragon Shield clone. You have to be attacking the fighter.
I wish it was a Green Dragon.
Oh, if it was Green Dragon Shield clone, Astra would have been the most broken meta.
Huh.
I never
I
would
mean,
have.
we got Soul Aster coming, so there's still time.
All right. Until it comes, though, don't remind me that we don't have it. Okay? I put it out of my head. I didn't think about it today, but thank you. Thank you for reminding me I don't have the best card ever.
That's pretty
The new shield that's coming out for Jackknife, that's going to make the game very interesting.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We
But
can hear
you
you now.
background noise.
There's what?
What's that new
Little
shield?
background noise.
Okay. 1 second. It's probably my fan.
Gotcha.
The new shield?
Yeah.
The new shield. Oh, I love it.
Engaged, if you have an open center, take a card from the drop and put it into the soul of a card on your field.
And nullify an attack.
Hey.
And nullify the attack. So
That's gonna be great.
Yup.
All right, so you guys are on Neo Dragons now.
We're on
correct?
check right now.
All right. So what was I
Okay.
saying before I got disconnected? I was talking about Extend Defender, right?
Oh, that you didn't really need.
Well, I wanted to try and run it through the ringer, and I like it especially a lot when I'm not on Style of Justice, because what'll end up happening is I'll not be on Style of Justice, but I'll have a crap load of soul, and I'll have no way to stop my opponent from doing whatever they're doing. But Extend Defender is the boner killer, and we'll just, oh, hey, look, you have 5 crit because of Triple Buster? No, sit your butt down. I don't like you. Do not stand back up. Do not pass go.
Yeah. I agree. I think that Extend Defender is really good. What do you guys feel with the +4/+4 Jackknife history? Because I've taken it out, but I still think it can have some usefulness in a game.
I think once we get Soulaster, when Soulaster comes back, yes. Right now, it's kind of like, go ahead and kill my Jackknife because I'm just going to bring back another one.
Why I play SD.
That's why I
Pretty
just
much.
working Jackknives.
I agree. One thing I will say about the Jackknife deck overall, it is probably one of the most versatile decks out there right now. Star Dragon World overall is very versatile with recurgence and having options for every matchup. It just, if you know what you're doing, you can just manipulate the Dragon Arms to bend to your will.
Honestly, I think if Star Dragon World never ever got support, knock on wood, I don't want that to happen. We could still.
we don't want it to be a Darkness Dragon World now, do we?
Oh my God. Too soon. And it's funny because I told everybody before I even do the Darkness Dragon World stream, like Darkness Dragon World is probably just going to be a rant stream. It's just going to be us talking about how much support we don't get and how Star Dragon World and Dragon World can both search their good dragon for us now, and we still can't do shit.
Hey, you can get it out of the drop.
Listen. You can have Vanguard with Shadow Paladins, but you can't have both games with Darkness Dragon World, okay? Okay? Are we clear with that?
Anyways, I think we can still, like, if we never ever got support, not that I want that to happen, I feel like we could still pull ourselves out of any situation.
Oh, yeah, I can agree with that. There's enough support, there's enough versatility with just the Dragon Arms for any Neo Dragon deck to actually give it a 50-50 chance at that point to pull out a win.
Also,
continue. Go for it.
Also, let me know when I get my Neo Dragon item. That's the one thing I've wanted since we've gotten Star Dragon World
It's
and
never
Dragon
happening.
Arms. I know it's not. It could have happened with the Dragon Force, but it didn't.
Nope, that'll be a game over.
Are you guys playing any other Neo Dragon decks besides Jack? Like what about Zodiac or what is it? Some of the other size 3 variants. We also had Big Bang at one time because of Russo.
I told when you were away, I told about Big Bang and how Big Bang is coming back. I'm telling you, Russo has a plan. It's in motion. He's going to make the deck great again, and he's going to build a wall of your tears.
Hashtag make Big Bang great again.
Yes, no, he already did it. Like the deck's good. I can speak for it. The deck works.
So I've been playing outside of Jack a size 3 variant. The size 3 variant is very good. It honestly just needs the Prism Guardian spell that will save you from taking damage, because that's like literally the only problem it has is taking too much penetrate. Kenron, probably one of the best Ardent cards in Crossing Generations. It's basically what Kenron should have been from the very beginning, and I'm kind of upset that that's not what he was.
What I've been messing around with lately is X Dimension build. with the Impact Monster.
Yes. So the cool thing in the Kenron deck is we run both the X Dimensions and we run the Impact Monster. If you want to be a really good player, you play Zeniths later. But we wanted to have some fun, so we put the X Dimension Impact Monster in there because I can like just pop everything, and it's just 4 damage is really nice.
Yeah. No joke. The new X Dimension was whoa, way too much.
Especially with Triple Buster.
Well, that's why it's called 2 over.
2 over. EX
2 over broken Exa Dimension. That card, I don't think Bushiroad knew what they were doing when they printed that card for the sole purpose of they said, hey, let's give it to Star Dragon World, but also Zwei can use it. Yeah, let's make everyone's life a living hell.
That should have been a Cosmo Dragoon. That would have made Cosmo Dragoons put Cosmo Dragoons on the map. But no, they made it a Neo Dragon.
No, I don't want to give Cosmo Dragoons any more support. They're not my favorite archetype.
No, see, here's the thing. I'm actually in support of supporting all the archetypes. You just kind of it's like trickle down economics, right? You give all the support to Jack, and then you just kind of let it support all the way down to the side. And eventually, everybody else gets support eventually.
I'm okay with this, but if they keep calling Cosmo Dragoons Space Dragonites, I'm gonna hang somebody. They are Space Cowboys, not Dragonites.
Look, Dragonites is what people understand. Calling them Space Cowboys is an anime reference, and not everybody's going to get anime references, unfortunately.
But Space Cowboys is funnier, and
Look, I agree with you, but let's be real. People just play this game.
Oh, I know. But overall, a generic Neo Dragon deck, if I were to put some money on a rando coming to regionals and playing a generic Neo Dragon deck, they're going to be playing mostly X-Dimensions and any basic size 2s that have Soul Guard and do a thing with Dragon Arms and its Soul.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like Big Bang. You basically like take Big Bang, you take a couple random size 2s, you play your Quantum Rulers, you throw your EXA Dimensions and the like 3 of them, you side the other EXs, and then you just go ham.
All right, I agree.
Triple Buster all the way. 4 of them, every deck.
One thing I do want to talk about is I want to talk about how relevant you guys think Zodiacs are currently doing in the meta. Because I think Zodiacs, nope.
No. Right now, one of my hardest matchups last week with my Prism deck was a Zodiac deck.
Well, here's the thing. I think the Legend side of Zodiac is much better than the Star Dragon.
I agree.
I agree 100%.
I'm definitely on the same level as you right now because with Legend World, it just has quality. There's a lot more things that allow you to play off of Gravity Rest. It lets Zodiac be Zodiac.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the Star Dragon side is it doesn't have anything that's overtly unfair about it, right? Like with
Lance, but that was only for Impact Monster meta, which is now over.
No, you can still use it against impacts. It can still stop. It can still stop the bot's impact. It can't stop the Athora impact.
Oh, true, but here's the thing: live long enough, and not here's the thing. Zodiacs had the same problem as Shadow Shades once the new meta flipped. Their 5k ass wasn't big enough anymore.
No, and I agree with that. I completely agree with that. The new Dragon Arms that gives +1/+1 to it helps that in some regards, but I don't think it helps it enough.
I think that these. Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it.
No, you go ahead.
I think that the Zodiac, Zodiac is still playable. Zodiac is still a decent deck for people to pick up, play, have fun with the game. However, I don't think they can stand up to the current meta due to the fact that they're lacking in support. They just got a secret pack. Yeah, Mind Faker's a cute card, and if I was going to go about building a Zodiac deck, I wouldn't take it to Star Dragon World. I'd try to build a Legend Star deck and go nullify all your effects and start discarding to rest. You literally, it's a field lock. That's how it's supposed to be played.
It's like Mega Colony for all you Vanguard players.
I was just going to say that. Get out of my head, bro.
I think one of the things, see, because I was actually with Austin when he went to Dallas. He played the Legend Zodiac. And one of the things that we found out fairly quickly on is Drag Solar plus Chaos Blade Joker is freaking nutty.
Rude as I don't know what.
It's like, oh, the deck, that side of the deck has a lot of things that are unfair about it. It has Owldoll, it has Chaos Blade Joker, it has a decent draw too. That isn't locked behind, having certain monsters on the field.
I agree. The discard build was a thing before the Zodiac came out, and the Zodiac thing just made it even better with discard. But let's be real. Anything Austin Summers touches becomes the meta. Can we all agree on that?
We can. Austin Summers is a really good player, and he's a really good deck builder. And
King of card games.
yeah, I can be okay with that.
Like, the man just touches things and it happens. Even Justin, he said one time, someone asked, what's meta right now? And he went, whatever Austin Summers plays.
Mummies.
He's not wrong.
Mummies is a
You
bad deck,
can't
guys.
argue with that.
Mummies is a bad deck, guys. Kappa.
All right, let's not talk about that because I lost to him in top 4 and
Yeah.
Mummy. So back to the Star Dragon World side of things. We have a good matchup against majority of the decks. Sure, there's going to be that one touch and go situation that you might lose to because you charged the wrong Dragon Arms or you just misplayed once. But Star Dragon World overall is one of the most versatile worlds out there with their ability to deal with everything, especially Jackknife. Can you tell I'm biased?
Oh, of course.
All right, so to kind of close this out, what are the top 3 decks of Star Dragon World right now?
Jackknife, Prisms.
I don't know. I'd still say Prisms.
Jackknife, Prisms.
I'm looking
Big
at like
Bang.
Prisms, Jackknife,
Big Bang.
Dragoons.
So those 3. And then what would you say is like unplayable in this meta right now? Cosmo.
Cosmo Dragoons can be played, but they're going to have a tougher time against heavier wall decks. But, hey, let's not count out the generic Neo Dragon. I'm going to sit on a size 3 with triple attack and just go in deck.
Okay.
I say Variable Core is still very unreliable, even though they got a reprint, and the reprint was basically what it should have been in the very beginning.
Oh my gosh, I'm helping somebody build a variable chord and I forgot about variable chord.
Oh, yeah, variable core. We don't even. That was a mistake. We don't talk about that.
I feel like the size 3 variable core deck is really strong, and it's basically Zwei but slower. That's really all it is. It's Zwei without the 10 life gap, and it's a bit slower, but it's basically the same deck.
It's again
But
a
that 10 life gap makes a difference, though. Like, it
Yeah,
makes a
the 10 life
huge
gap is what makes Zwei unfair.
Yeah.
That's why I say the deck kind of unfortunately needs the Prism Guardian spell, so that way it can function, because it just dies to penetrate. Like,
Oh yeah, and Style of Justice is our best friend when we just go bye-bye.
Yep. I mean, yeah.
But I will say that, let's just be real. Suzaku Kenron became the Omni Lord because Jackknife couldn't become the Omni Lord because that's just too unfair for the game.
Yeah, because we couldn't have 2 main character in Omni Lords.
We did, technically. I mean, Dark Heroes were a thing. Mukuro. But
Mukuro was like a reoccurring character. I wouldn't call him a main character, but regardless.
Hero for one season. But variable chord I put on the you're gonna have a little bit of struggle keeping up with the current meta
I think
for Star Dragon World.
I think it's anti-meta. Like, it's like a lot of the decks right now that are Star Dragon are just anti-meta outside of Cosmos. Cosmos are, like, in my opinion, like, they're just lacking behind. They're like tier 3 or tier 4. They're not dumpster fire, but they're just lacking in support. They just came out. They don't really have anything that they can leech off of other decks. Like, one of the reasons why Prisms was like able to be a bit better when it came out was there was a little bit of existing support that it could rely on, like Starjack Boost, for example.
Mhm.
I do believe that was the one card, though, they took, besides Proto Barrier, which was only a few of us played. Prisms had just a solid amount of cards that came out with solid effects that got them there at the end of the day. So for starting off with new archetypes, Bushiroad did give a lot of love to the main character of Season 4. With
No,
that.
I completely agree with that. I feel like unless your name is Jackknife or a Thor, I think you're just kind of in the dust right now, unfortunately.
I'll bet to that. I still say Big Bang is going to be a thing.
Oh, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I just haven't played against it. So,
You're
in
not-
my opinion,
Yeah, you're good. You're not good. Only Russo plays Big Bang, so it's a constant thing every week at my locals to see Big Bang be played. So
oh, that's good. I'm glad somebody's still giving him some love. Because one of
OG lover.
It's kind of just like
we had somebody here who played, or not here, but in Dallas. Somebody here in Dallas played played the deck, but his original love was Thunder Knights, and since Thunder Knights got support, he's just kind of like,
Back to Thunder Knights. Yep, I hear you.
Okay, but I want to thank you all for participating. Thank everybody else for viewing, and I will tag Alex your channel and Tom you guys channel. I just need you guys to send me links to this video. And Matt, you need to create a channel.
Me?
All right.
I'll get right on that.
All right, but we're signing off, people. Please tune into the Dragon World live stream starting in 30 minutes. Peace.